Episode 120.
Wow.
Yeah, I know my voice is a little whacked, but I'm fine.
No, I mean, episode 120.
Episode 120 is great. Right.
Yeah.
I'm a lot more alert than last week. I apologize if last week's show was a little scattered. I was scattered on cold medicine. What are you going to do?
You sound better.
Better. Yes, better. I had a coughing fit on stage. It was a little embarrassing. But other than that, everything's fine. Everything's fine. West Virginia was so much fun. Drove over the Shenandoah River. People have no idea that you can leave Washington, D.C., and within an hour and 15 minutes be in the hills of West Virginia, and the Shenandoah River is really as pretty as John Denver says it is.
Really?
Yeah, there's like rocks in it everywhere. It looks like you could just goof off there all day long. It also looks like in those, the British and early American movies. Like you could just, early times ago, you could just see Indians coming down in canoes. Like it's very scenic. It's very scenic. And D.C. Was empty this week. So note to all people who ever want to go to D.C., go the week after New Year's Eve. There was nobody there. I've never seen it that empty in a great way. Like if you wanted to go in the Smithsonian, you want to go do whatever you want to do, just nobody around, especially on the weekend.
Did you go to your bar?
Did I go? I went to the Old Ebbitt Grill. Of course I did. I even invited Lewis down, but he couldn't come. I'm like, well, it'll just be me and Michael then, the opener. Sad times. I mean, it's good for me and Michael. Yeah. We'll eat all your food, Lou. Too bad.
What do you like there?
The Old Ebbitt Grill has the greatest clam chowder. They have the greatest oysters, and then their salads are all good. Lou gets into the big meat. I don't know, like the steaks and all that. It's an old, fancy D.C., but the bar, like if you get there about 4 before the work crowd, but they weren't even around. No, even at 5 and 6, empty. And then there's another bar not far away called the Hamilton, which I love. So I went over there for a Guinness because I thought that would help my cold. Guinness fixes everything.
It's for strength.
It's for strength. It says Guinness is food on the ad.
Yeah.
Guinness is vitamins. Guinness is everything. I can't say that it helped, but it certainly didn't hurt. Put it that way. So that was that. And now let's take care of a little termite business before we get into. I think the universe, it was a full moon. And boy, I could tell by a lot of my text. I'm like, whoa, shit. I'm like, is it a full moon? And it truly was. But for whatever reason, the stars have aligned to bring me a ton of full Nelson Virginia Pale Ale. Nice. Now, here's the weird thing. I drank this at Thomas Jefferson's house.
Really?
Well, I mean, I wasn't invited over by Tom's relatives. I mean, in the bar, they have a concession area. At Monticello, and they have wonderful beers to pick from, and that's the one I picked. And then Kevin and Stephanie sent it to me in the mail, and then it got left backstage, the 6-pack that was already been drank, which is what I'm drinking now. You cannot, trust me, somebody backstage had more and felt it. I don't know what percent it is. I didn't drink that. I only drank 2. But they'll get to you. Careful. And then Shanty brought that with jalapeno poppers. Would you like to try Herr's jalapeno poppers?
Yes.
Yes, we would. Yes, we would. Nice. Are Herr's, they must be an East Coast deal, right?
Pennsylvania, I think.
Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like I do this every week. Yep. Nottingham, Pennsylvania. They have good products.
How wonderful.
These are good.
Yeah.
Mostly hot.
Yeah. Good for your cold.
It's like a hot Cheeto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Hito.
It's a Hito. It'll blow. I like it. That's a keeper.
I like it.
And then I got some hot sauce sent back. It always amazes me when the ushers are like, will you be accepting gifts? Yes. Oh, okay. Well, somebody brought hot sauce. Yes, they did. Yes. This is Brandy and Shadow termites. It's Fuzzy's Burning Butt Hot Sauce from Texas, where the slogan is, just eat me, Fuzzies. Enjoy. Nice. Yeah, they were very nice, and I'm going to taste it. I have a cracker right here. Fuzzy's from, it's a taco shop. It says Fuzzy's Taco Shop. Nice. Never heard of it. Delicious. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's hot. Yeah. Well, it is good. I put too much.
Oh.
Yeah.
I need some.
I would add this to buffalo sauce for wings.
Oh.
And then you'd have the perfect
You're becoming
hot buffalo wing
a
sauce.
sauce mix.
Mm-hmm.
The sauce makes all the
Yes. And then the last thing backstage that was left, which was very nice, we would love it if you'd come to Maryland. Well, I've come to Baltimore a lot. This is from Ruth. And Maryland is the home of Old Bay. So Lewis can brag about that because Lewis is from Silver Spring, Maryland. Look at this Old Bay. There's nothing better than Old Bay.
Oh, it's the best.
You would think it's from New Orleans. It's so good. But it's not. No, it's from Maryland. It's a seasoning. We've talked about it before on this podcast. Oh, my God. These are Old Bay Cheetos.
That sauce is good in Bloody Marys.
The sauce in Bloody Marys is ridiculous.
So good.
Wow. That's just beyond the pale. $5 for this whole bag. That is cheap. I'd charge like 20. Once you eat one, oh my God. I'm gonna have to go on their website and see what else they make.
Her's or Old Bay?
No, Old Bay. Her's makes these, but they are using, that's the real Old Bay. They're not cheating.
It's sanctioned.
It's definitely, there was a conversation or an email had. So in scattered talk, fantasy football, I won the Children's League.
Yay!
Yeah! I destroyed a 12-year-old's hopes and dreams last night. It was a nail biter. It came down to it after we had to sort out the injury points and the thing with the thing, and then the guy got hurt, and he seems to be doing better. That's good. Yeah. And you know what? I almost thought I'll let him win. And then I thought, no. It's their first year playing. You got to learn how to lose correctly. Yeah. He came in second.
Was he nice?
Yes. He sent a congratulations text, which I'm sure tore every part of his heart into tiny pieces. It was probably the hardest thing because he's a gambler. And I don't think he was happy about having to do that. But I said, strong second showing.
Nice.
12. You're only 12. You just learned how to play.
Yep.
Meanwhile, in the adult league, I'm bad. I'm winning the losers bracket.
Great.
That's 5th place.
That's not bad.
Right. And I still have Tom out there because he's still getting points. He did fine. Yeah. It's like, I got me 17 points or something.
He's got a wild card.
Yeah. Better than a lot. It was a hard week to bet.
And a new 14-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah. Does he have a new 14-year-old girlfriend? Yeah. We talked about her, right?
She might be 16.
Shut up. We can't say she's 14. We're going to get sued for that. No, she's not.
Everybody agrees.
No. Yeah, but is it really a girlfriend? Wait till she finds out how much time he says studying the playbook. She'll hate him. Hi, I'm still here. Can we do something fun? No, honey, why don't you play on TikTok? I have to learn 18 more plays by Friday. Okay. All right. So that was football. Moving on to, I have no Queen news.
Can we give a little shout out to Detroit?
A little shout out to Detroit for a game well played. And I love Green Bay. I do not love Aaron Rodgers. No. I love the city of Green Bay. I love St. Brendan's, the pub. And I love the idea of the Packers being owned by the people. He, though, is a whiny little pain in the ass. And now we're going to have to listen till next August is Aaron coming back. And then he'll do podcasts and he'll be weird. And he'll be like, I don't know. Sometimes you got to get off the carousel. But then sometimes you want back on the carousel. Like, I wouldn't even, if I was Green Bay, I'd say we're moving on. They're back up. Yep, I ain't doing it no more.
They love him.
I don't care. He's Pawpaw. Yeah. He's old. Him and Tom. This is it. This is the last call. Right. Too old. Especially when you see those young quarterbacks running. Yep. Sorry, this is so much sports talk, but it's the end. Right. So there will be no more football talk. And I don't really care about, I care about hockey a little bit.
The Super Bowl.
Well, the Super Bowl. Right. Yeah. Which I think will include the 49ers.
Yeah, make your prediction.
My prediction is San Francisco, Kansas City.
Not the Eagles.
No.
Really?
I think San Francisco will beat the Eagles.
Wow.
I know my sister-in-law will hang me if she ever hears that, but I just think I have a lot of faith. I like Jalen Hurts too, but either which way it's going to be against Kansas City, and I predict the NFC team will win.
What?
Wow, you heard it here first. Remember, I have no statistical knowledge. This is all based on feelings, sometimes colors, sometimes personalities of players. No rhyme or reason. Do not take this into your gambling portfolio as serious advice. No. I don't have any Queen news except Cher's been running around with that youngster. Good for her.
Yeah. Is she engaged?
She put up a picture of a ring on TikTok and everybody went crazy, but it didn't say she's engaged to him.
Okay.
It could just be any ring she had in a box in her house.
True.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Let's talk about for 1 minute. No, I'll give myself 5 minutes.
Okay.
And I know time. Harry and Meghan.
No!
Stop. Because football was over, it cruised right into Anderson Cooper's. And I don't like when Anderson Cooper, so let's say I say to you, so Paddles, you had a good Thursday. Answer the question.
Yes, I had a good Thursday.
So you had a good Thursday.
Yeah.
That's just what you just said. Oh my God. And he does it every single time. So you don't think your family's racist? Harry's going to be like, no, I don't think they're racist at all. You don't think they're racist? He just said that.
Right.
Oh my God. It drives me absolutely nutty. But Harry and Meghan, here's my initial thought. There's a reason therapy's private. Okay? Not everyone wants to attend your session. Not everyone cares. I don't know why we're supposed to care about this, but obviously I got sucked in to his interview. I don't get what he wants, except to sell books, I guess. I mean, he says, well, I want, this is my favorite. I'd really like a relationship with my father and my brother. Excuse me, I've got 10 more interviews to go call them assholes in. I'll be right back. Maybe after I do that, I can come back and give them a ring. You know, if I'm them, and I'm not a fan of the royal family, I have no dog in this fight. But you're the one on every channel that'll take you, calling them all pieces of shit, and then gaslighting them and going, well, I didn't call him racist. Oh, fucking yes, you did. We all heard it on Oprah. Okay, maybe you didn't use the word racist. You said they're concerned about his skin color and his or hers. You know, what's the kid going to look like? So you're implying for 2 weeks, for weeks you let that go. That Oprah interview was 100 years ago. And now you say, well, the British press. He just seems so angry, like the shit that he's mad about, too. I'm like, oh, he had a better, growing up, he's like, he had a bigger bedroom than I did. Yeah, he's the oldest.
What?
Yeah,
A bigger
he's
bedroom?
pissed off about that. He's pissed off that he has a better apartment. Well, here's the other thing. Not only is he your older brother, he's the king, motherfucker.
Right.
You ain't.
Right.
Sorry. That's the way the ball drops. You know, I would get so comfortable in that spare position. That's why I don't understand why he dislikes it so much. I would own that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. It's being the vice president. You don't have any responsibility but all the perks. Totally. Nobody cares what I do. I flip-flop around. I do a cause right here and there. And, yay, you know, try to help people and then run around. They got in a fight, a, quote, brawl in a kitchen. And Harry, quote, William supposedly shoved him and ripped his necklace off. First of all, don't say that if you're in a fight. Okay? Just don't. Just let that part go. And he fell over and hurt his back on a dog bowl. I mean, these are things. I could show you shit that happens in my family reunions that are 50,000 times worse than this. And no, everybody just wakes up the next day and go, well, he deserved it or I deserved it. You move on. I just really don't understand.
Why you write a book?
Well, I don't understand what the goal is. You want to be free. You don't want the press attacking you. Mm-hmm. Well, what are you doing then? Shut up.
He's attacking back.
They're attacking back. He's mad about everything. He's mad about the royal family. He's mad about his father. He's mad about Camilla. He's mad about the anger.
And he's mad.
He's mad that they didn't accept her, so he says. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, dude, did we forget about the $7 billion wedding they threw you people?
No shit. Yes.
I mean, come on. The two of you got a wedding. What do you think that thing cost? Google it. See how much a wedding costs.
A wedding?
No, their wedding, Harry and Meghan's. How much did that cost the British taxpayers? Because I don't believe in the royalty thing at all. I'd cancel it. But $32 million.
Pounds.
Pounds.
32 million pounds.
Pounds,
Yeah.
which is even more, right?
The majority was spent on security.
The majority was spent on security. Then he's bragging.
Her dress was 400,000 pounds.
Her dress was 400,000 pounds. I mean, you can't say these people weren't playing along.
Fuck off.
It's not like they said, go to Vegas to the Elvis Chapel. We're not doing this. I mean, they participated. And then when he initially said, well, some of the older people in my family, he's implying they're racist. So I'm like, right.
Right.
Wouldn't.
We got to move that forward.
It's like when Paula Dean threw the N-word around, everybody went, oh my God. Like my friend Vic said, you go ahead and find me some old lady in the South that's over 65 years old, white lady, lived on a plantation all her life. She's not a racist. And I will be surprised. I will be shocked and I will congratulate said person. It's the same.
Yeah.
So I believed you when you said they seem racist. I would think, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do about it?
Right.
I do not understand what the goal is here, and I'm not sure he understands.
I don't think he does.
I don't think he gets it.
No.
I'm not sure Megan understands. I don't know, sorry, that they know
Megan wants
celebrity. She wants celebrity.
Yeah,
I know
she wants
that.
to be a disruptor.
A disruptor.
Disruptor. It's like the new fraudster.
Fraudster. Disruptor.
Yeah.
Shit stirrer. Upper.
Exactly.
What is the point? And here's the thing. Okay, Harry. And then she's going to write a book too, I read. I don't know if that's true. I don't know what is left to say. But the movie, the Netflix thing, I could not make it through that. I just don't care enough. But what do we do after this? You've said your piece. You've said all these horrible things about Camilla, your father, Prince Philip, all of them. Threw everybody under a bus. Did not say anything shitty about the corgis. Because I think we all know corgis are wonderful little dogs. They're great dogs. He called Windsor Castle a death cult.
A death cult.
Yeah, a tomb. Their family lives in a tomb. Just because there's dead people in the walls. Hello? You're in a castle. What castle doesn't have dead people in the walls?
You grew up with the dead.
This is the whole point of the castle, to house the dead of the famous. I don't understand. At the end of the day, okay, go ahead. Throw everybody under a bus.
Right.
Live in Montecito. Boring. Whatever. But what's your second act? What do we do now? You said you didn't want to make money off. All you've done is make money off of talking about them.
Right.
So what's next? Causes? I'm not a manipulative person enough to know how to work this system. I would need to call my friends in publicity. They would be able to tell you what your next act should be.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think like that. But the Anderson Cooper one, and then there was one, he's gaslighting himself. Who does that? He's like, I never said they were racist. Oh my God, do you want me to replay this tape of Oprah? Maybe you didn't use the word racist, but you certainly implied.
But she said, are they racist? And you said, yes.
Yeah, well, and she said, are you saying that they were implying the color of the skin of the child would be problematic? And Megan said, well,
Probably.
I didn't follow up on that, but your assumption seems to, I mean, all right, that's enough of wasting our time on Megan and
Do you
Harry.
feel better?
I do feel better. I just need to get that out. I want to know what the termites think. What is their end goal?
Okay.
And what's next? You've already used and abused Netflix. They're not doing that again. Spotify, you gave them 30 minutes of content.
Right.
They're not going to do it.
Nope.
Okay, so what? Speaking engagements? Is somebody going to give them 50 grand? Show up? Talk about what?
Right. True.
Oh, and then this is the most egregious. Forget about the family gossip. I don't know if he wrote it in the book, but I heard him say it in the interview, that he killed at least 25 Afghanis, Taliban, when he was in Afghanistan. And he said he didn't feel good about it. He didn't feel bad about it. He just felt like they were chess pieces.
Excellent.
The Taliban then responded, well, those chess pieces now rule Afghanistan while you fled back to your grandma's house.
Whoa!
Whoa! But here's the other thing. You just put yourself at risk. Now you've pissed off the Taliban and your Invictus games. The security people have already said, holy shit. Now the security is going to have to be quadrupled, if not bazoopled, whatever, because you've pissed off. You called them out. You embarrassed them. Why would you do that? Why? I don't understand the point of these things. Well, I think he's getting caught up in his own stories. Like my dad as a lawyer judge always said, too many details, and if you're lying, you're going to forget them.
Yes.
So shut your mouth if you're lying,
Right.
and if you're telling the truth, keep telling the truth because it won't change.
Right.
But this story keeps changing. And trust me, I'm not a fan of Charles.
No.
Or Camilla.
Or Charo.
I love Charo. Not Charles, but I love Charles. All right, moving on. Update. I only have one update this week.
What?
I know. It's weird. So
It's a short week.
I think, termites, on this Pubcast, we try to have fun, we try to learn things, and we try to be cutting edge. And you know what we are cutting edge of? Nobody else is following the Bed Bath & Beyond mystery as much as this Pubcast. Oh, my God.
That's funny.
The shares plummet after the company warns of potential bankruptcy.
Oh my God.
Yep, this is just out 2 days ago. Now, we have talked about this ad nauseum. I'm not going to go back into all my feelings of Bed Bath & Beyond. But remember, my premise has always been they have too much inventory.
Yes.
Right. You like climbing ladders. I'd like that comforter that's 15 rows from the top in between the purple and the beige. And, oh, no, then the whole thing tumbles. They warned Thursday it's running out of cash and is considering bankruptcy. The embattled home goods retailer is having trouble getting enough merchandise to fill its shelves. No, that's the problem.
Right.
You have too much shit.
Shit.
When are they going to learn you can just have a few and order more?
Right.
It's like they're hoarders.
Yes.
The whole store feels like I went into a hoarder's house. I don't understand why there's 9 million of the same pillow. It's drawing fewer customers to its stores and websites. Well, there's no one in the stores ever, because I go into the one by my house all the time just to see if the guy with the squirrel and the bassinet's in there.
He sounds psycho.
I like seeing the squirrel dressed up like a pioneer woman now. I'm serious. He dresses his squirrel up like she's on Little House on the Prairie. And the squirrel allows it. And you can feed it. He'll let you pet it. He raised it.
You just said the squirrel allows it.
Well, the squirrel doesn't take clothes off like a cat would rip that shit off.
Yeah.
The squirrel just sits there it's probably sedated. It's probably on meth or something. I don't know. But I go into the Bed Bath on purpose because the lady working at the counter said he comes in every day. So if I happen to go to the grocery store, I just toddle on in there for 5 minutes just to see if he's
Just to
there.
check him out.
Well, I like the squirrel. It anticipates a net loss of $385 million for the third quarter, nearly a 40% jump in losses over a year. They said worse than expected sales, issued a growing concern warning that in the upcoming months it will likely not have cash to cover expenses such as lease agreements or payments to suppliers. Well, if you're dealing with them, don't.
Right.
It's exploring financial options such as restructuring, seeking additional capital, or selling assets. Sell some of your pillows, in addition to potential bankruptcy.
Yes.
Shares of the company was down about 14% in the afternoon after trading. Bed Bath & Beyond issued the updates in a pair of financial filings. The stock hit a 52-week low. Its market value has fallen to $162 million. So you could buy all the Bed Bath & Beyonds for $162 million.
Wow. That's crazy.
The CEO said the retailers focus on rebuilding the business and making sure it's brands. So this is what they have. Bed Bath & Beyond, Bye Bye Baby.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know it. And Harmon.
I don't know that one.
What's that?
Bye Bye Baby's like Babies R Us.
It's got 1.2 billion in unsecured notes. Maturity spreads through 2004, 24, 34, 44. It's burning through cash. I can't. This is one where you could keep it's all technical stock stuff, but all you got to do is walk into that place as a normal person. I probably flunked Econ 101. I don't remember. No, I must have got through it because I didn't have to take it again. But I am not good at math. I'm not good at how to run a business. But you walk into Bed Bath & Beyond and go, this is a shit show.
Right.
Shit show.
Right.
Let's start cleaning up and selling some shit.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get a smaller store. Exactly. We don't need all this real estate. No. All right. There's your update. Just know you heard it here first, termites. If you see a going out of business sale, get on in there because they are going to be selling tons. When this comes down the pike soon enough, keep an eye out.
Got it.
Drive by your Bed Bath & Beyond. I didn't even talk about what we were watching either. So I've been watching Yellow Jackets. I know I'm behind.
It's a great show.
And I love it. Yeah. Lewis is watching it. He loves it. Love Juliette Lewis. I love everybody in it. Everybody. It's so good.
The ending was crazy.
The ending was so crazy of season 1, and now we got to wait till season 2 for, till March for season 2. 1923, the one with Helen Mirren and Harrison Ford. I like it, but not as much as I liked 1883 or Yellowstone. Yeah. It's a little weird.
Yeah, it's slow. A lot of filler in the last one.
But that's really the only... I don't have any other good shows. My friend Kelly McFarland told me to watch Do Not Pick Up the Phone or something. Don't answer the phone. I tried to start it, but then I fell asleep. Okay. Too much cold medicine. So I'll start that one and tell you what is thought here. Now, holy shit, they found it. A man found a King Henry III gold penny worth $875,000 within 15 minutes of picking up a metal detector.
What?
Yep. Wow. One of the strangest tales of good luck and serendipity is that of a father who was encouraged by his family to pick up his metal detector after he'd stopped metal detecting for many years. Hello, Vicky Madigan. Exactly. Hello, Mom. He's from Devon. Michael is his name, from Devon, England. Whoa. He used to be a keen metal detectorist until family life took over and metal detector was relegated to the past. However, one day his wife and kids suggested he take it out. He had bought a new metal detector, tried it in a field in Devon. It was his first outing after 10 years. I think my mom doesn't even know where hers is anymore. No. The field was farmland. Within 15 minutes, he found a gold coin. He did not know if the coin was important or valuable in any way, so he posted a picture of it on social media. He was contacted by auctioneers at Spink & Sons because the coin he found was an extremely rare King Henry III gold penny that had dated back to 1257.
Holy shit. Wow.
It's 800 some odd years old. Wow. Yeah, it has a picture of King Henry III and was one of only 8 coins discovered from that time period.
Wow.
8!
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's sold at auction for $873,000.
That's awesome.
He split the proceeds with the owner of the land where the penny was found. That's nice, because he didn't have to say where.
That's really nice.
Yeah. He said it's going to his kids' future because without their encouragement, he would have never picked up the metal detector. Did you hear that, Vicky? Madigan? Get out there. Get out there on Siesta Key Beach. Come on, Mom. Yeah. Holy shit! They found it. This is awesome. An enormous Viking hall is unearthed in Denmark. Cool. Those Vikings just didn't let up.
No.
Archaeologists at the Historical Museum of Northern Jutland report that they've discovered an ancient Viking hall, the biggest one found in more than a decade, and unlike any other known to exist in the area. This is the largest Viking Age find of this nature in more than 10 years. We've not seen anything like it, even though it's only been partially excavated. We know we only had the opportunity to excavate part of the hall, but there are probably several houses hidden under the mulch to the east. A hall of this building rarely stands alone. In the hall's late Viking Age heyday, the end of the 9th century to the beginning of the 11th, it measured 131 feet long, 30 feet wide, and the roof held up by some 10 giant posts. How cool would it be to recreate it and then go drink it in there?
Yes.
Make it a bar. Encountered in modern structures, most brownstones and townhomes measure at 40 feet long and 20 feet wide. So it's 3 times the size of that.
That's crazy.
Compared to the homes of the Vikings' day, the hall was much larger than one of those luxury New York domiciles, as it served as a gathering place for Viking guilds and political meetings, just like in the show Vikings, probably my favorite show ever.
That's an awesome show.
On History Channel. They're trying to find out if it belonged to the family of Runeveld den Rodsneld.
I'm sure that sounds pretty
It's awesome, though. I think they should recreate it and then let us go drink in there and pretend we're Vikings.
That would be fun.
It would be a lot more better than medieval times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on now.
Medieval times.
Right. Uh-oh. News.
Yeah.
This is bad.
Okay.
But spooky. Crazy bad. Scientology leader David Miscavige nowhere to be found after lawyers try to serve him in trafficking suit.
Whoa.
He's on the run. His face is highly punchable.
Yeah.
And I'm not violent.
No.
It's smug. He's a smug little round-headed
He's a little shit.
thing. So they're trying to serve him with a trafficking lawsuit, and he's hiding.
Wow.
He's apparently nowhere to be found as process servers search to serve the controversial figure with a trafficking lawsuit. The server has reportedly attempted to serve the mysterious 62-year-old Scientology leader 27 separate times over 4 months in Los Angeles and Clearwater.
Whoa.
Well, I'll be near Clearwater if you guys need any help.
Yeah.
I'll try. Call Tom Cruise. I'm sure he knows where he's at.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
He's at his house.
BFFs. According to Daily Mail, security guards on duty at the California and Florida Scientology properties were clueless when lawyers arrived in search of Miscavige. I mean, he could be on a ship. He could be anywhere. So this is when you got to put out a warrant.
Right.
If you're hiding, this is, flush him out.
Flush him out.
The 3 plaintiffs in the lawsuit, Wayne and Laura Baxter and Valeska Paris, have also since hired a private investigator in an attempt to track down the evasive church leader or get Leah Remini.
Right.
She'll find him.
Yeah.
Although Miscavige does not have a recorded permanent address, his last known address was the church's international headquarters in Los Angeles. In court filings connected to the federal trafficking lawsuit against him, 2 former Scientology members say Miscavige lives in a gated church community called Hacienda Gardens just outside of Clearwater. Well,
Hacienda Gardens sounds old.
Hacienda Gardens?
Yeah.
It sounds like an old Florida place that needs a little work.
Exactly.
That's what it sounds like, yeah. Miscavige cannot be permitted to continue his gamesmanship, said Neil Glazer, a lawyer representing one of the plaintiffs. Glazer also said Miscavige is taking part in intentional concealment of his location and evasion of service. Huh. I agree. They claim, these people that are the lawsuit against him, they claim they were forced to work on Scientology boats after signing a $1 billion year contract. That contract is so crazy. In exchange for no money.
Right.
Well, that's not a contract. No. She also claims, the one lady, she was a victim of sexual assault by church members while still a minor, and she was locked inside an engine room when she was 17 as punishment for her mother leaving Scientology. I totally believe all that.
Exactly.
Scientology spokesperson has slammed the allegations against Miscavige and the church, calling them ridiculous and the federal lawsuit a scam. Well, then show up. Then show up.
Exactly.
If it's ridiculous and a scam, show up. Wow. The allegations are ridiculous, and the lawsuit is both a sham and a scam and a pillow sham. Said they've already wasted the time. It's public record. He's due in court on January 20th, but the charges remain pending until the church leader can be properly and officially served with the summons. He'll just keep running.
Exactly.
He'll keep running.
He'll buy buildings and go live there.
Yep. He all over the world.
Yeah.
Although I don't think they're as popular as they say they are. I think they inflate their numbers.
There's always ads on football.
There are ads on football.
Yeah.
At
Like
least in the
Monday Night
South.
Football. Yeah.
Do other termites get those?
Yeah.
They're creepy as shit.
Like
Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Yeah. Midwest and South.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they're like, boo, boo, like that weird music. And then they're like,
Sure.
do you feel there's something missing in your life? I'm like, just the over bet. That's the only thing that's missing right now. I forgot to bet the over. Damn.
Exactly.
All right. This is weird. This is super weird. Mysterious antennas are appearing in Utah's hills, and officials are stumped.
What?
And they're not
Hills?
they're not bullshit antennas like my parents' TV antenna.
Right.
These are real.
Wow.
So who's doing it, and why are they doing it? Strange antennas have appeared in the foothills around Salt Lake City, and authorities have no idea what they are or who put them up. As first reported by KCL TV 5 in Utah, people began noticing the antennas a year ago. I remember this, but then it stopped, I thought. They're simple machines made up of a row fiberglass antenna, a lock battery pack, and a solar panel to power it. The Salt Lake Public Lands Department has been pulling them down as soon as they find them, but there may be over a dozen of them.
Oh my God.
Who would do this? Why? It's illegal to place structures on public lands without permission, and some of the antennas have appeared on steep peaks. How are they getting up there?
Goats.
Goats?
Yep.
And then the goats are going to erect them once they're up there?
Exactly.
Sure.
Alien goats.
In one instance, the removal of one antenna required a team of 5 people.
What?
Yeah, it's intense shit. You should see the pictures of it. It's in the schnoz. Other antennas were found on the land managed by the University of Utah and Forest Service.
That's bizarre.
We really didn't have the bandwidth to look into it or remove it a year ago. And now there's no identifying marks on the antenna that they'd been bolted into the stone required special tools to remove it. We honestly didn't even open the box. We just wanted it off the hill.
Huh.
Well, what? I don't know. What's it doing? I mean, is it bothering anyone?
Well,
I guess you're just not supposed to do it.
you're transmitting those.
But somebody's transmitting something,
They
right?
know why.
One is on the top of Mount Wire, which is more than 7,000 feet.
Oh my God.
Right. He said the trip to the mountain would take about an hour, but it would be a super hard hike. One person could do it, but it would usually take 2 trips unless they're really strong. The 3 main components are suitcase size, plastic weatherproof case for the electric equipment for the battery, and the router. It was about 50 or 60 pounds. Imagine carrying 60 pounds up 7,000 feet.
No. You need a Sherpa.
They put a 30-pound flak jacket on me in Afghanistan, and I started crying. The women's were 30 pounds, the men's were 50 or 60, depending on how many grenades I had attached to me. And I'm like, I'm good. I'm going to go with the no grenade package.
Right.
How do I do that? They used to think it was a cell phone booster, and there's another theory online that the antennas are part of a cryptocurrency mining operation. Helium is a type of cryptocurrency that uses antennas to create long-range, wide-area network instead of proof of work releasing token rewards. Helium relies on proof of coverage. I don't know. Are the crypto children doing
That's
this?
crazy.
This guy who's in charge of all it said he'd heard of crypto before the incident, but he didn't take any interest in it. I knew Matt Damon was advertising it on TV in the Super Bowl. That's about as far as I got knowing about crypto. Yeah, that dumb ad. I have a joke about that, my ad.
It is so dumb.
So we're going to keep that in our mystery file till we find out what the hell.
I like it.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Who is doing this? You must be a reason to gain something. You're not doing it for shits and grins. It's too much work.
No.
Yeah. Now, speaking of shits and grins,
Okay.
this is how our society ends.
Okay.
This is the beginning of the end.
Oh no. Here we go.
Caesars in Las Vegas is offering a package called the Emperor's Package.
That's dumb.
Just Emperor Package.
Emperor. Okay.
It's $5 million.
What?
Here's what you get.
Oh my God.
After learning about another Adele residency event in Las Vegas, it cost an eye-watering $5 million. Fans were incensed. When the first Las Vegas Grand Prix tickets rates were announced, with ordinary seats costing roughly around $2,400, eyebrows quickly began to raise. Now, I don't think most Americans are Grand Prix people.
No.
Euros.
Yeah.
And all the Euros are commenting on what I'm about to tell you, going, we could just go to a Grand Prix, the Grand Prix race in Europe for,
Probably a better one.
but
too.
because it's in Vegas, and we've never had one, it's $2,500 is a ticket. But I don't even know what that includes because I've never been to a car race in my life. I have not been to NASCAR. I have not been to IndyCar. I've not been to.
Shut down the streets and stuff.
I guess they shut down the streets. I don't know. There's nothing compared to the Caesars Entertainment $5 million Emperor Package, which this is what you get.
Okay.
2 tickets to witness Rolling in the Deep, Hitmaker in Sin City for her weekends with Adele shows, but you get 12 seats to the Formula One race. What's 12 times 2,500? Let's call it 3,000.
Okay.
That's $36,000. We're a long way away from $5 million.
Yep.
The ultra-exclusive VIP package, not only do you get 2 Adele tickets, but you get 12 Paddock Club tickets. I don't know what that is. A 5-night stay at Nobu Sky Villa. A private dinner with Chef Nobu Matsushita. And a 24-hour butler. What? unless that butler is like a dead person come back to life, we're like, holy shit, our butler's Elizabeth Taylor. Adele fans criticize the cost and the fact the package came only with 2 tickets to her concert on Twitter after hearing the pricey package offer. Obviously horrible that F1, Formula One, is even permitting this, said one fan who was frightened and surprised by the news. I'm not frightened by it. Wow. Some idiot will buy it. People don't make these packages up unless there's a buyer. They float them out, see if somebody will do it. There's always an idiot. Always an idiot. Why would I think about attending a race in the U.S. when I can simply travel to Europe to see one at a fraction of the price, which includes flight and lodging? The 2 residency tickets for the Easy on Me singer, according to the second individual who made fun of the package, truly cement the deal, as if they were on the fence about why you would spend $5 million. And where are the seats? I'd need to know that too. Right. Some pointed out that the package includes 12 tickets to each perk, but not to her concert. You only get 2 to that. The people are just screaming. This is so stupid. It's so dumb. Did you get bottle service? The CEO of F1 defended the ticket rates, while many others criticized the whole cost of the package due to how much it costs. Because this is Las Vegas, this is the nature of the client that visits Vegas. In terms of pricing placement, we're going to be on the top side. Yeah. It was only last week that it was revealed that Adele made roughly $13 million over the course of the previous year. Wow. I would have thought she'd make more. 13? But she canceled a lot. Yeah. Yeah, a lot. Yeah. Her net worth is $220 million. Well, this is Vegas, though. Would you go? Would I go see Adele? Yeah. Sure. But would I pay what they're charging now? Yeah. No. No. I wouldn't either. I don't care enough. No. I'd pay $500. Right. And I think that's my max. I mean, I like her. There's been too many problems. Who knows if she's going to flake out or not? Well, Cher went. She was there the other night. I saw the video on TikTok. Yeah, she was trying to lay low, and she was walking past the soundboard, but somebody realized it was Cher and was like, holy shit, Cher's here. Yeah. Good for her. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she seems fine. I'm going to wait till she's like 55 and she costs $300. So she's at Harris. So she's my age. And your money comes down. Yeah. I don't. Now, here's great news. Delta. This is why I fly Delta whenever I can. If possible. They're wonderful. The employees are so nice. Free Wi-Fi starting on February 1st. Boom, that'll save me $60 a month. For everyone? Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. They're great. They have a new CEO. They used to have a CEO, and they memorized his speech on Delta. It was like, hi, my name is Richard Anderson, and I'm the CEO of Delta. It's a big global. And then he kept saying more adjectives. I'm like, you stop with, everybody understands global. Big, and then I would just do it to be annoying to the opening act. Big, global, giant, enormous, humongous, however you say it. This airline is so incredibly large, it is mind-boggling. But Richard was my friendly face. He has since been, because it's on the video when you sit down, and I'm on Delta basically every week, and now it's Ed. Ed's the new CEO. Delta Airlines will offer free Wi-Fi starting February 1st after years of studying the possibility. Now, you have to pay for go-go in-flight. If you haven't flown lately, at least on Delta, you got to pay for go-go in-flight, $60 a month. Yeah. But I fly enough that it's worth it. Some people, they offer day rates. I don't know, $8 or some shit. But it's kind of bullshit. I don't know. We already paid to get on the plane. Right. You know, come on. About 80% of Delta's domestic fleet will offer the service next month, but it will become available on more planes each week. CEO Ed said during a presentation at Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas on Thursday. They said it's a sponsorship through who? T-Mobile. That's right. Oh, look at me and the ghetto crew coming through. On. Yeah, that's right. You can thank us, Android T-Mobile people. It's going to be available on more than 700 planes by the end of 2023 and on international and regional aircraft by the end of next year. It's free. There's no fine print, Ed said. We've invested over $1 billion to create this. It's great. Okay. There's no catch. Delta's plan to make internet access free will ramp up pressure on rival airlines compete for customers, and the travel rebound following the COVID pandemic slumped nearly 3 years ago. Delta executives have repeatedly said that the airline's aiming for higher paying customers, and the revenue from premium cabins like business class has outpaced revenue growth. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's all you need to know out of that. Also, Delta will be unveiling its new in-flight entertainment system starting this summer. Passenger preferences will travel with you from flight to flight. They'll remember you.
Oh, great.
They'll even remember where you left off in a movie.
Oh, that's nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of fast forwarding.
Well, they're really just thinking of people like me that fly every week. I don't think normal people would care about all that. No. They're working with Paramount Plus for passenger entertainment, as well as American Express. Yeah. Paramount Plus is doing well. Yeah, they're cranking up some shows. Go for you, as Rocky Laporte would say. Go for you. This is freakish. Alarming. We're going to put this in a category of alarming.
You didn't say it very high.
No, because when it's alarming, you have to be remaining calm.
Okay.
The Great Salt Lake is set to evaporate within 5 years.
Didn't it already evaporate?
No, it didn't already evaporate. No. No. It's got to be one of the weirder things I've ever seen on the road, too. It looks prehistoric.
Yeah, it does.
It's just sitting there, and then you're like, how deep is it? And then it's weird, and the color's strange. I don't understand any of it. There's a lot of science involved.
It's like a fish tank.
I don't want to know. It's like a blue fish tank color. It's not green.
Yeah, no, it's gross.
Utah's Great Salt Lake will disappear within 5 years if left alone as an ongoing mega drought, and failure to replenish it has left water levels plummeting by 73%. Coalition of scientists have called on the state to enact emergency measures to save the Great Salt Lake, warning that unless it sees a dramatic increase in inflow within a year, the lake will be gone by 2028.
Whoa!
Yeah. It could cause immense damage to Utah's public health, environment, and economy. The choices we make over the next few months will affect our state and ecosystem throughout the West for decades to come. A dire warning comes after the driest summer on record caused water levels in the lake to hit historic lows amid a mega drought devastating the West. I want to know what's going to happen. It's lost 73% of its water. It's now 19 feet below its average. Here's the other thing, though. It's shallow. 35 feet is its deepest point. I knew it was shallow because you can keep walking out if you dare. Walk. It never seems to get deep. More dry lake bed getting exposed could also send an arsenic-laced dust into the air, breathed by millions. Breathing in high levels of arsenic can cause a sore throat, irritated lungs, arsenic poisoning, or even death. Wow. The scientists said the lake will need an additional 1 million acre feet of water, or 326,000 gallons per year, to reverse the slump.
Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, how come we haven't been a little bit more on the ball about this till now?
COVID.
Right,
Everybody
COVID.
blames everything
We all
on
have
COVID.
that excuse.
Yeah, COVID.
It's going to affect wildlife. It's going to expose the nesting spot for pelicans, which are among many birds that depend on the lake. I don't know.
No.
Mm-hmm. It's bad. Brine shrimp in the lake support a $57 million industry in Utah, but in the coming years, less water could make the salinity too great for those creatures to survive.
Wow.
It's not on the edge of collapsing. It is collapsing.
Wow.
The whole ecosystem. Yeah, drive on out if you're out west and you want to see it before it's gone. Yeah. I don't know. Just saying. Alarming. What's Baba Vanga got to say about that, huh? Did anybody say anything about that? How about you, Nostradamus?
Yep.
How do you feel about if you're living in Japan, in Tokyo, government's going to offer you $7,500 per kid to get out of Tokyo?
And go where? There's no room in Japan.
And go where? You sound exactly like I think the meeting would start. That's how the town hall meeting would start.
Yes.
Look, we're going to give you $7,500 per kid to get the hell out of Dodge. Well, where are we supposed to go? Well, to calm down.
Calm
down. I'm going to tell.
Costs more than that to move.
No, it depends on how many kids you have.
Well,
2 kids is $15,000. 4 is $30,000.
have you moved recently? It's expensive.
Yeah, I moved.
When?
6 years ago, I moved a truck full of shit from LA to Nashville.
How much?
Not that much. I mean, comparatively, $6,500 for everything.
Did it arrive in a good condition?
No. It was kind of one of those bargain basement deals. They just threw shit. And they threw shit in that wasn't even mine. I had an Indian altar.
What?
Yeah, it was like Indian families. And I felt bad because I'm like, this is their religious stuff.
Right.
And I called, it was Russians.
Oh, no.
I mean, not all Russians are bad, but it was Mexicans that do it locally, but then behind the scenes, I didn't trust any of it. And Svetlana, every time I'd call and go, where is my shit? She'd be like, kid, calm down, kid. You will get your furniture, kid. Because I tell them my name's Kate because Kathleen's too hard. They don't understand it. No. So I just say Kate because everybody goes, Kid. Everybody gets Kate. Right. And so then when finally the one driver quit mid-route, and he told me, he was a Russian, he goes, I quit, I've no work for a company, no call my cell phone anymore. Oh, click. Yeah, I was like, fuck. And I don't even know, my shit was in Oklahoma or somewhere. And I don't even have anything that's that valuable, but it's stuff I need to live, like a bed, you know. So then when I received an Indian altar, and clearly a white man's desk. Oh. Yeah, because it had like an ashtray and a ball signed by some baseball player. Everything was very masculine, and it was a desk. And I'm like, this ain't my stuff. But the Indian altar, I felt bad. So I called the Russian Svetlana back. And I said, you know what? I don't know what happened, but I have somebody's Indian altars. You will leave. We will come on our own time, kid. We will come for altar. They never came. No, it's all a scam. Oh my God. But whatever, my shit got here. Anyway, here's where you're going to go in Japan. Paddles.
Yeah, well, I want to know.
Stop. You're the first overreactor at the town hall meeting. Where are we going to go? Calm down. Just hear the idea out before you get all snappy.
You want to go be a farmer? No.
Japan's government is offering $7,500 per child to families who move out of Greater Tokyo in an attempt to reverse population decline in regions. Like I keep saying about this country. Can we get some people to move out of Chicago, just an hour 40 out to those cute little towns? There's nobody in them. Just saying. The incentive, I'm going to read this like I'm a calm, professional person at a meeting. Unlike yourself, Paddles. You just calm the fuck down. Yeah. The incentive, a dramatic rise from the previous relocation fee of 300,000 yen, will be introduced in April, according to Japanese media reports, as part of an official push to breathe life into declining towns and villages. Now, with the use of Wi-Fi, this is an editorial statement, I think it's a wonderful idea. Although Tokyo's population fell for the first time last year, a trend partly attributed to the coronavirus pandemic, policymakers, you be quiet.
He died of COVID.
You need this crowd needs to be quiet, or I'm getting bouncers to throw you out of this town hall meeting. They encourage people to start new lives in unfashionable parts of the country that have been hit by an aging, shrinking populations and the migrations of younger people to Tokyo, Osaka, and other big cities. The payment, which comes on top of up to 3 million yen already available in financial support, will be offered to families to live in 23 core wards of Tokyo, other parts of the metropolitan area and neighboring communities of Saitama, Chiba, and Kanagawa. To receive benefits, you have to move outside the greater Tokyo area, although some could receive cash if they relocate to the mountainous areas that lie within the city's boundaries. Aww. How fun would that be?
You want to go be a rice paddy farmer?
No, I want to go to the mountains and raise goats.
Come on. You want to be a Japanese goat?
Hold on. 80% of the total have joined, about 1,300 municipalities, 80% have joined the scheme, hoping to capitalize in a shift in public attitudes towards the quality of life that gained momentum during the pandemic when more workers discovered the benefits of working remotely. See? They must live in their new homes for at least 5 years, and one member of the household must be in a work or plan to a new business. Those who move out before years will have to return the cash.
Whoa. Patty didn't work.
That part. 5 years is a long time. How about 3? Let's compromise.
Oh, look at you. Look at you being all anti.
No, I'm pro, but you can't make people commit to something they may absolutely hate forever for 5 years.
The Japanese are zero tolerance.
Yeah, there's not. They're hoping to have 10,000 people move by 2027.
To go farms.
To attract new residents, like yourself, Paddles. Japan's hollowed-out towns and villages have highlighted the charms of rural life, easy access to undersubscribed childcare. See?
Come on.
And in the case of Otari Village in the Nagano prefecture, the availability of eligible men. It's like Alaska. They're saying we got a lot of single guys. Yeah.
There's no girls there. They want
You're thinking of China.
No, I'm thinking both. Nobody wants a girl. You know that.
I do not know that about Japan.
Do you want to go be a
I do not know that.
No.
All right. Termites, how do we feel about this?
I think that is dumb.
I think it's a great idea, and I think we should do it in this country and get people out of these cities that are too overcrowded and spread out.
Why don't you run for
I do not understand why people, the East Coast can be so crowded, and then I go to towns like York and Easton, Pennsylvania, York, Pennsylvania, Harrisburg. There's just, you can get on the train to New York in 2 hours. Like, as a Midwest person, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a miracle.
Yep.
My only train ride as a child was to Abraham Lincoln's house in Springfield, Illinois. And all I cared about was a gift shop. McDonald's opens its first highly automated restaurant in Texas. Termites, how do we feel about this? I think the children will love it.
I don't mind. I like an Egg McMuffin. And I like it to be quick.
You like your Egg McMuffin quick? Well, here's what's going to happen.
Yeah. I like it.
They've opened a new highly automated restaurant in Texas, giving the customers a first look at the potential of fast food. And then they talk about the pandemic. We don't care about that. About how they needed it.
We absolutely care about that.
No, I mean how they had to figure it out. They're testing concept. Here's what this is outside of Fort Worth. Instead of placing an order via the mobile app and then either going into the restaurant or waiting in the drive-through lane or the curbside parking spot to get their food, customers can pick it up at the store's dedicated drive-through express lane where it will be delivered via conveyor belt. Since no one in this lane will be placing an order or waiting for food to be made, the hope is that it will move much faster than traditional drive-through lanes.
Yes! I love everything about that.
You like it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fort Worth, do we have any termites out there? Go do this for us. Take a video.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
The interior of the highly automated restaurant is smaller than the average McDonald's. Consumers can place orders at a kiosk rather than go through a counter worker. And they grab their food off a shelf. So, if you go in, that's what happens. You order at a kiosk, and who's making it?
Currently?
Staff don't have to take orders or regularly interact with customers. So they're back there making the food. I get it.
Yeah.
The technology not only allows us to serve our customers in new, innovative ways. This is if you go inside.
Right.
You go to a kiosk, not a counter.
Yeah.
I've seen that somewhere. I did that.
You did the
Canada.
Yeah.
I did it in Banff. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Fine. Some have criticized it, arguing that McDonald's is opting to install expensive automation systems to replace employees. However, they said the test restaurant has a staff comparable to that of any other store. The difference is that all the crew are focused on making and packaging orders. That's fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let them do their work. Then they don't have to deal with us, the general public.
And then you can hire people who may not be great with customers.
Right, you can hire. There's a lot of people out there that are not socially
Right.
so on the ball. Okay, this is my favorite story.
That's it?
No.
About the McDonald's?
Well, just say
That's
it.
a fantastic idea.
It's a fantastic idea, but I do think we should still have the ones with the play dates and all that. Because as a kid, McDonald's was fun.
Those balls are full of COVID.
Those balls are full of COVID and snot and everything else. But as a kid, you don't care.
Gross.
You don't care? This was my favorite, are you kidding me, of the week. I'm going to say it. Ovidio Guzman. Who is he? He is El Chapo's son.
Baby Chapo.
He's baby Chapo. But the problem is there's 6 baby Chapos.
Oh, really?
Yeah. El Chapo has 6 sons. I went and told Chapo the cat that his son had been captured by authorities. He did not react. He just stayed on the porch swing and stared at me like I was high as a kite. And I'm like, serious news, Chapo. Your son, this is what, I love Narcos. I love all the Narcos. I've watched them all. I can't wait for new ones. Love them all. Here's the thing. I do not understand about our government or any government at this point. It took 900 cops. They had to close the airport because of gunfire. They had to tell the residents to shelter in place. Wow. All to capture Ovidio Guzman, El Chapo's son. Great name. It's a great name. Great name. Ovidio. I'm probably not saying it right. I don't speak Spanish, really, at all. Shocking. I know. I speak French. I know. A little bit. Nobody told me that Spanish was going to be more popular than French. I'm really good at a crossword puzzle or ordering dessert. Mexico arrest Ovidio Guzman, son of El Chapo, city engulfed by violence. What good does it do to arrest him when he has 5 more brothers? And then they have kids, and they have kids. We are not dealing with the problem correctly. We already captured his father. He's sitting in Colorado in a prison. Okay, what'd that do? Right. Yet, nothing. I don't. And Joe Biden's down there now, and I'm like, you better watch your step because they showed the cartel coming to fight the cops. Yeah. It would be like if every redneck with a truck in America just went 90 miles an hour down a highway and you were like, holy shit, look at that. They were just going to town to shoot people. Wow. He has his own army. Wow. Mexican drug leader, Ovidio, the son of Kingpin Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, was arrested, unleashing a violent backlash by gang gunmen on Thursday that shut the airport in the city of Culiacan as authorities told residents to stay indoors. Now, they'd already arrested him in 2019, and they let him go because it caused too much shit. Right. And they're like, fine, you can have him back. This is ridiculous. Defense Minister Luis Sandoval told the news that they had captured the 32-year-old senior member of the Sinaloa cartel. The arrest comes 3 years after attempting to detain him ended in humiliation for the government. Videos shared on social media, which Reuters was unable to immediately verify they have been since then, appeared to show heavy fighting overnight in Culiacan and the main northern state of Sinaloa, with the sky lit up by helicopter gunfire. The city's airport was a target of violence, with the Mexican airline Aeromexico saying one of its planes had been hit by gunfire. There's a picture of normal people in a plane that had landed. Uh-huh. You know, so you just think, hey, I'm going back to Mexico City tonight. Yep. They landed and they're all ducking. They're all like, what the fuck? No one was hurt because they ducked. He's become a key figure in the cartel since the arrest of his father. He was briefly detained in 2019, but was quickly released to end violent retribution in Culiacan from his gang. They just gave him back. And they went, okay, he's too much of a pain in our ass. Uh-huh. Too many people. 29 people died. Wow. Getting this guy. That's crazy. What is the point? Right. And you know what? Here's my point. If we ain't buying it, they ain't selling it. True. Who's buying all the meth and the fentanyl? I mean, America's buying some, but we can't be buying it all. We make our own. Right. Yeah. There's people in Missouri working really hard to make meth right now. Good at meth. Right. We have a homegrown product, a homemade pile of chemical bullshit you can... So they gave him back. The incident was an embarrassing setback for the government of President Andre Manuel Lopez Obrador. His latest capture comes a week before North American leaders, which they're there now. One of the Mexican officials said Guzman's arrest was likely to prove a welcome addition to the U.S.-Mexico cooperation ahead of Biden's visit. The United States had offered a $5 million reward for information leading to the arrest or conviction of Ovidio. It's not clear whether he'll be extradited to the United States like his father, who is serving a lifetime sentence at Colorado Supermax. Wow. I just do not understand, but I can't wait for the movie. It's going to be so good. But so what? We got him. Yeah. He's got 5 brothers. Right. Who's next?
Somebody else.
I don't know if they do it by age, or maybe they do it like Harry and Wills. Who can push somebody over and land on a dog bowl? You win. So ridiculous. We're going to end with a feel-good opportunity. Okay?
Yeah.
This is for the children.
Oh, boy.
For all and by the way, the Idaho murderer. The children, again, have found a video of him at the vigil.
What?
99% sure it's him. Yeah,
wow.
You can go see the video online. And that's the kids, the internet sleuths. It's the children.
We'll put it in the schnotes.
Put it in the schnotes. Yeah, and so much has come out about that. But I still don't understand why there was all that time before anybody called. I don't understand why they said they're unconscious when they'd been brutally murdered.
I think they're still working through that.
I think they're working through it, too. But here's a feel-good opportunity. Let me make sure. Is there anything I promised that I didn't talk about yet? Because I got some good stuff for next week, too. Hot dog. Now, I don't want to brag, but I have a picture of myself with the Wienermobile.
Oh, wow.
It was in a Kroger parking lot, and I pulled up and lost my shit.
I would, too.
And asked if I could have a picture taken. I didn't get in it. They just said you can take a picture of it. Oscar Mayer is hiring a new class of Wienermobile drivers to travel across the United States. 12 lucky hot doggers will earn a 1-year full-time gig behind the wheel of the Wienermobile. Let's get this hot dog on a roll.
That's fantastic.
Here's what you got to do. The 27-foot-long hot dog on wheels sets out each year to spark some smiles with its iconic look, but only a select group of 12 people will be invited to hit the road. I could never drive this. I can barely drive my brother's Yukon. Yeah.
No, it seems very long.
Sorry, I keep coughing. I can't imagine parking it, passing on a highway. I would be like my mom. I'd have to only make right-hand turns, never turn into traffic.
That back button comes out, though.
From now until January 31st, recent college graduates with a valid driver's license can apply to join the 36th class of hot doggers. Wow. The one-time full-time gig will cover an average of 20,000 miles in more than 20 states along the way. They're 20-foot long. You're responsible for maintaining a fleet of 6 Wienermobiles, creating social content for various brand channels, and collectively handing out more than 250,000 wiener whistles each year.
Oh, there's a whistle?
I've seen it.
Oh, my, what's it look like?
Just a little tiny hot dog, but it's a whistle.
Oh.
Yep. Each hot dogger will serve as official Oscar Mayer spokesperson at more than 200 events. Wow. So you got to go do press events. Cool. Those chosen will also give rides in the Wienermobile to hot dog fans of all kinds, including celebrities.
Oh. Whoa. You got to get on that.
This is the kind of shit that I'll call my publicist with.
Yeah.
And then they know I'm not a serious, LA person or New York person. People are like, can I get on the red carpet at the opening of Avatar? And I'm like, hey, is there any way you could get me to get one of those wiener whistles and get on that thing? And they're like, oh, okay, what, Kathleen? Come on. Somebody gets to ride in the Wienermobile.
That's awesome.
They hire 12 a year. They don't say what you get paid.
It doesn't matter if you're right out of college.
There's an asterisk. Less than 1% of applicants are typically selected for the 12 positions, making it statistically easier to get accepted into an Ivy League university to be granted acceptance into Oscar Mayer's coveted hot dogger class. Wow. Oh, it said all hired hot doggers will receive a competitive compensation package. I'm too old.
Maybe not. You don't know.
It says recent college graduates.
You don't know what that means.
I know what recent means, and this is not my college career. It was not recent.
Why don't you go sign up for one class?
What if I go back to college, like I say, and I go live at Knoxville or go live in Columbia, Missouri?
Your friend at Butler.
My friend at Butler will take me. He said I could go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not real. I just go to the classes I want to go to. I'm not. Yeah, I audit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do audit history and stuff, things I like.
You could be a butler, audited grad.
And then I could graduate and then try to get the hot dog job.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he would vouch for me.
Yeah.
Say, didn't I recently graduate? Fake graduate? All right, termites. I have to go pack some warm clothes, which I don't even know if I can find, because I'm going to Florida. Yeah. In a very adorable way, every comedian I know has asked for tickets for their parents. I'm like, is everybody's parents, did they all go to Florida? Apparently so.
Yes.
So I'll be at Fort Pierce, Coral Springs, Fort Myers.
St. Pete.
Then the following week, St. Pete. First, I'll be dropping in on Jack and Vicky.
Nice.
Yeah, play a little golf with Jackalope.
Orlando,
the Hard Rock. I love it there.
So fun.
Parks. And then Parks Casino. I think that's sold out.
Yep.
I'm not sure.
Well,
I think so. That's where sometimes the other Kathleen Madigan.
Yep.
If you go on Twitter, there's another Kathleen Madigan, a very smart person, writes economic articles that are very difficult, and I love it when people think that's me. Like, yeah.
Vegas.
She's very nice. So Vegas, yep. Scottsdale Talking Stick, one of my favorite casinos outside of Vegas. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so well done. It's clean. And for casinos, sometimes they can get so skanky, and I'm okay in skanky. But it's so nice that it's clean. Their food is great. They have great restaurants. Wayne, Native American guy in charge of me, is just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful soul. And he's huge.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, he's a big dude. I have a picture of me and him with him. I literally look 3'2". I look like Brad Williams, my friend. Because Wayne's just, he's just awesome looking. Like he's something out of a movie where you're like, holy shit, you're real. Yeah, he's striking. Anyway, that's enough of that chit chat. So if you want to come find me on the road, termites.
Then we got Nashville.
And then Nashville, the Ryman.
Yep.
The Holy Grail.
Just dump some tickets.
Yeah, we did just dump some good seats too.
Yeah.
Because here's how this works, people. So there's gigs, and then they hold back comps, marketing comps, press comps, my comps. The promoter gets comps. Yeah. And then as time goes by, you go, do you guys need yours? Do you need yours? Do you need... That's why sometimes when you go on seat maps and you're like, wait, why are these 4 seats right here and they weren't here? Is that real? I know people doubt that. I would doubt it. Because you're like, well, that hasn't been there. No, they're real. Yeah. Those are marketing comps or artist comps or... Yeah, so the Ryman... there's no bad seat in the Ryman, though. No. It's like a church. It's church pews. It really is church pews. Who's opening? Dusty Slay. This weekend, he's great. This week in Florida will be my good friend Aaron Weber. He will be doing both Floridas. He's great. Yeah, he's great. Everybody that opens on the road with me is great. Parks? I don't skimp. Who's Parks? Parks, I believe, is Michael Somerville. See how my memory? See, yeah, I booked these long time ago. I have to get these people well in advance because they're funny people, and they have their own shit going on. Vegas is Scottsdale, Michael Somerville. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That'll be a good weekend for you.
Oh my God! I know 2 casinos, the Mirage, and then off to another casino in Phoenix. And I know. All right, termites, you behave yourselves. Happy New Year! Be Happy New Year, termites. Everybody's sick of saying that yet. I know people are. They already told me they were. So, you're pre Super Bowl termites. Oh yeah. And if you're not a football fan, you at least like the food at the party, right?
Oh, it's great.
I'll be making my cheese ball.
Are you?
Yeah.
Great. I'm coming over.
Yeah. My cheese ball, and I don't know. I will be home for that. It's hard to work that weekend because it's so, I don't know. People now have parties on Saturday night. It's weird.
I'm having a party.
You having a party?
Yeah.
Well, I'll come to your party.
Okay.
I'm not having a party.
It's Saturday night.
It'll
be great.
Yeah. The cats don't like people.
Well, then you should socialize for sure.
Baby cat is not interested. All right, termites, that's all I got. So that's episode 120. Be good termites, be helpful hamsters. And that's it. Night, termites.